Pen and paper. All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. Grab some grab some paper and a pen and get ready to take notes. You know, it's interesting. Both Brian and Matthew talked about follow-up and sharing their wins this morning, and today's message is on follow-up. So no coincidences, right? So the first thing I want you to write down is I want to earn the opportunity to be your agent. Write it down. Now, I want you to keep that in mind for everybody that you meet with. Especially, I want you to keep this in mind when you're talking to somebody who says they've already got a real estate agent, or if they ever listed their property, they've already got an agent that they would hire. Your response is, I understand, and I want to earn the opportunity to be your agent. Now, where are you going to earn that opportunity? You're going to earn it in the follow-up is where you're going to earn it. But before we do that, I want to just talk to you about the real estate cycle. If I sell my home today with Michael Wiseman or I buy a home today with Michael Wiseman, and the commission on that sale is $10,000, then the value of that lead is $10,000. Now, the very next day, the value of that lead is zero. And if I move every 7 to 10 years, then the value of that same lead 10 years from now is going to be $10,000 again. Now, here's what's happening, guys. And for those of you who have teams and you're giving leads to your agents, you know this, and it frustrates you. And I understand that. But you're also doing it to yourself. So you get a lead, and let's say that lead comes in right there. And your immediate response is they're just looking. It's not a good lead. They're 3, 4, 5 years away from buying a home. This is just a bad lead, and it goes in the trash. So I'm going to tell you the value of that lead is still $10,000. It's just not $10,000 today. There is no such thing as bad leads. Get ready, because this part's going to piss you off. And nobody jump. We got 62. I'm watching to see who jumps. So there's no such thing as bad leads. They're just bad real estate agents who don't follow up. Write it down. If you follow up consistently and persistently without exception, understand that part, okay? Persistently without exception means I'm going to follow up with you until you sell your home or hire somebody else to list your home, or I'm dead. Those are the 3 reasons that I have to stop following up with you. By the way, that came from Tom Hopkins on how to master the art of listing and selling real estate. So I have 3 reasons I'm going to stop calling you. Other than that, I'm going to keep calling. Even if that seller were to say, you know, we're never going to hire you, John, that's fine. I understand. And I'll talk to you next month. Or we've already got a real estate agent. If we did list the property, we would list with Bob. I understand. And I'll call you next month. So no is not a word that lives in my vocabulary. No simply means not yet. People will never change their mind, but they will make a new decision based on new information. But if you stop following up, you don't give them the opportunity to make that new decision based on new information. So follow up persistently without exception. All right. One of my favorite models is the follow-up model for lead generation. Now, everything to the left of this line is lead generation, and everything to the right of this line is transaction management. This is once they hire you to sell their home, or once they hire you as their buyer's agent to buy a home. And it's everything you're going to do in order to get them under contract and get to closing. This space in the middle is follow-up. Now, in order to be successful in real estate, you have to master lead generation. How do you master lead generation? Master your scripts. The goal of lead generation is to convert a conversation to an appointment, or to convert a conversation to nurture if they're not ready to meet with you yet, and then convert them to an appointment. But the goal here is to convert conversations to appointments. And you have to master that if you want to be successful in real estate. Now, you also have to master everything over here and transaction management in order to be able to get the property listed at the right price. That means you're a local economist of choice. You're a strategic pricing professional. You understand that in a competitive market, in order to sell their home, you have to beat the competition. Now, in order to beat the competition, first of all, you need to know how to do a supply and demand analysis so that you know between $400,000 and $450,000, how many homes are they competing against? How many homes are selling every 30 days? If there's 24 homes for sale and there's 6 selling every 30 days, and you got to be one of the 4 that are going to sell in the next 30 days. It's observation, forecast, art of persuasion. Now, this space here in the middle is follow-up. And if you're working 250 days a year, that's 50 weeks, everybody, and you have a +1 standard, that means you're going to get face-to-face with a potential seller. We're going to focus on sellers right now. You're going to get face-to-face with a potential seller every single day. Then you're going to have 250 potential sellers in follow-up. First week, first month, I'm going to follow up at least once a week for the first month. Now, it's actually more because I'm going to follow up probably twice in the first week. First follow-up, the day after I meet with you, I'm going to give you a call. And the call is really simple. I have 2 things I want to talk to you about. Michael, John Dietz, following up as promised. Write it down, everybody. Okay, why do we say as promised? Because real estate agents are known for being lousy at follow-up. And we're going to take advantage of that by being great at follow-up. And one of the things that I'm going to tell you before I leave your house is I'm really good at follow-up, so I will be in touch with you. Now, the very next day, hey, Michael, John Dietz, following up as promised. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? Can you help me? All right, I'm conveying. I care about you. You can trust me. I said I'm going to follow up, and I'm following up. It's a promise. Yeah, I removed checking in, but I am using follow-up in my conversation. So we'll get deeper into that when we get to questions at the end of this. Okay. So I have 2 reasons for my call today, Michael. First of all, I wanted to just share gratitude for meeting with you. You have a beautiful home, and I'm super excited about the opportunity to help you sell your home. It's an embedded command. I won't say it like that. Michael, I have 2 reasons for giving you a call. First reason is just to share gratitude. Thank you for meeting with me. And I'm super excited about the opportunity to help you sell your home. And I wanted to see if you have any questions for me. It's been a day since you met with them. They might have questions. Now, if they don't have any questions, that's the end of the call. There's nothing else that's going to happen. Now, I'm also going to send out a handwritten personal note to everybody that I meet with. Make it personal, all right? Don't do a generic handwritten personal note. Make it personal to them. Speak to something about the meeting that you had with them, all right? Hand address the envelope. It's a big deal. People get mail. The first thing they do when they get the mail, stand it over the garbage can, junk mail, junk mail, junk mail. They put the bills off to the side, and they get a handwritten envelope. They're immediately going to stop what they're doing, and they're going to read that personal note. Super powerful. I got a call from a lady once who wanted me to come over and talk to her about selling her dad's home. Her dad had passed away recently. I never met this woman. And actually, I don't even remember being at that house, but evidently I was probably 2 years before this. And I mailed him a handwritten personal note. He kept it. He put it in a drawer. She's cleaning out his things. She finds this handwritten personal note. She said, my dad kept it. So obviously you made a great impression on him. And we want you to come over and talk to us about selling the house. Handwritten personal notes are powerful. All right. Next follow-up call. Same week. All right, how are things going? How's the activity? What kind of feedback are you hearing? That's it. How are things going? How many showings are you getting? How's the activity? Same thing. And what kind of feedback are you hearing? And that's it. All right, now it's a week later, and I'm going to call again. Hey, Michael, John Dietz, following up as promised. Is your home still available? It's been a week. Maybe it's sold. It's not script. I'm talking to you guys. So is your home still available? Really? All right. One word. What's the message? I'm surprised your home hasn't sold. Now, what kind of feedback are you hearing? Listen to what they say. It's an opportunity to go deeper if they're motivated. If they're not motivated, that's the end of the conversation. How do you know they're motivated? Frustration. The moment you hear frustration, it means they're motivated. And I'll get to what to do on that in just a moment. All right, it's a week later. Hey, Michael, John Dietz, following up as promised. Is your home still available? Have you had any offers? Listen to what they say. Michael says, yeah, but they're lowball offers. Well, your asking price is $450. What does a lowball offer look like? $400. HMM. It's a script. Write it down. What's the message? So, Michael, just out of curiosity, why do you think you're getting lowball offers? Write it down. All right, we're going to go right into the watch script here, guys. All right, why do you think you're getting lowball offers? They may have no clue whatsoever. Can I share with you why I think you're getting lowball offers? If you and I decided that we were going to buy a watch, let's say we're going to buy a watch just like this, and we have a budget of, say, $500, and we go to the store, it's a retail store. We're talking to a professional behind the counter, and we go there expecting to pay up to $500. We find the watch we like, and we buy it. Now, we go home that night, and we decide we don't like the watch anymore, and we can't take it back. But good news, we're having a garage sale tomorrow, so we're going to sell it in the garage sale. Are we getting $500 for that watch?
Nope.
Thank you, Michael. No, we're not. And why? Why are we not getting $500 for the watch? Well, let me share with you why that is. See, when we went to the retail store, we went expecting to pay retail. And garage sales are attracting people who are looking for deals. They're looking for a bargain. And at the retail store, it was being sold by a professional. And at the garage sale, who's selling the watch?
A non-professional.
The owner.
There we go, Carolina. You're right. Who said the owner? Prolongo? Yeah, that figures. I've been coaching with Michael for 10 years. He knows my scripts better than I do. So when they say the owner, your script, give it a moment to land. Right, Carolina? Give it a moment to land.
Yeah.
And when that seller says, you know that they're ready to listen. They're ready to make a new decision based on new information. Now, remember, I said earlier, if you sense that they're ready, and you know they're ready because they have frustration, then your next part of the conversation is, if I'm being too aggressive, please forgive me. However, if you were to hire a professional like me, again, listen to the embedded commands. If you were to hire a professional like me, it's an embedded command. It's NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Study it. If you were to hire a professional like me, you would want to hire an aggressive agent, wouldn't you? And if I'm being too aggressive, please forgive me. It sounds like you might be thinking it's time to hire a professional. Now, if I could show you is super important. It's not tell you, it's show you. If I could show you how I can get your home sold for the most amount of money by attracting better buyers and taking that watch that's being sold at a garage sale and sell it at an auction. Now we have people bidding on the watch. Not only are we going to get $500 for the watch, we could possibly get more because we've created an auction-like atmosphere. We could do the same thing with your home. Now, if I could show you how we could do that, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that? The moment they say yes, you got the appointment. All right. Let's say we get into month 2. So in month 2, we're going to take that follow-up and we're going to back down to once every other week. And then month 3 until they hire you or they hire somebody else or their home sells. And the longest I've gone here is 3 years and 89 calls before somebody said, come list our house. So when I say follow up forever, that's exactly what I mean. So from month 3 on, you're going to back it down to maybe once a month. It might be once every other month, depending on their motivation. But what you're doing is you're creating emotional proximity so that when they get serious, they're going to look up and look for a real estate agent, and you're that agent. Captain George had a for sale by owner that I was selling many years ago. And very first conversation, he said, I'm a yacht salesman. I have lots of real estate agents that are lots of clients that buy boats from me that are real estate agents. That's why I'm selling by owner, because if I hire any one of them, the rest of them are going to be mad at me. I'm like, I get it. No worries. Talk to you next week. He must have reminded me that he told me that on the initial appointment. He must have reminded me, I don't know, 10 times. 3 months later, and I'm playing chess. I know exactly where I'm going on this. 3 months later, Brian, he said the same thing to me. And I said, George, let me ask you a question. In the last 3 months, how many times have those agents called you to see how things are going and how they can help you? Remember, I want to earn the opportunity to be your agent. His answer was none. Come list my house. It's all it took. Emotional proximity is simply means that when I get serious about buying, I'm going to look up and hire the person who is closest to me. Sometimes success is nothing more than being the last one standing. All right, take yourself off mute, talk to me. Or take yourself off, whatever. Raise your hand, talk to me.
Clarifying for this is what you just went through was a for sale by owner only.
It could be.
I was a little confused. I was
Yeah.
confused. For a second, I thought we were going after listings that were on market, and I was like, I've never done that before. That's very aggressive and kind of borderline crossing a line.
Yeah. Yeah. No. This is a for sale by owner conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. You could, thanks for clarifying that, Matthew. You could have a very similar strategy to expired listings as far as you go to see an expired listing in case you have an offer so you can help them sell their home, and then you're going to follow up in order to create emotional proximity. All right, Sean and Anna, you're on deck.
So going back to my win for yesterday, I had reached out to this person on her birthday a couple of times during the year. She never responded to any of my texts. Never.
Yeah.
But I kept hitting her on her birthday every couple of months, how things going, never responded. And then yesterday she texted me, hey.
Right. Yeah, getting ghosted is better than somebody telling you stop. Ghost is better than stop. And by the way, when it comes to stop, my response to that is cool. Talk to you next month. So I don't stop. And yeah. So, all right, Anna, you're up. Michael, you're on deck.
So I'm just curious about what you said is that you said, dude, I lost my train of thought. So instead of how many times have those people reached out to you? Can that be generalized for everybody? Just because I mostly get my leads from door knocking.
Yeah.
And so is that something, how many, it's something that you would say is, how many times have those people reach out to you?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I can answer that, Anna. So my conversion ratio was 20%. If I was going on an appointment a day, 250 appointments a year, that would turn into 50 seller listings.
Thank you.
Michael Trelongo, talk to me.
All right. So on the ghosting thing,
Yeah,
that's interesting. Because you remember Rob Egan from our office, right?
of course I remember Rob.
Rob Egan would just sit there, just infinitely making phone calls. Nobody would pick up. Hey, it's Rob, just calling you to see how you're doing, see if there's anything I can do for you. If there's anything, don't hesitate to call me. Click, next call. And he would do that consistently. And the
Yep,
guy would never talk to these people. And then they would just call him and say, come list my house.
that's right.
Come list my house. There was nothing else, just come list my house. And he would
That's
just
right.
do this follow up forever. That's the deal.
That's
Watch script. So on the watch script, it's a great script because it's authentic. It's conversational. It is kind of just taking the salesiness and bringing in the thought of just common sense.
Yep.
And one of the things that I have added to that is, yeah, so when somebody comes to the counter, they see a professional, it's backed by a national corporation. People expect to pay retail. That
Yeah.
makes sense, doesn't it?
That makes
And they
sense.
say, yeah. Yeah, and if so, you've got retail for your home, you would actually net more in your pocket, wouldn't you? Great. You ready to get started?
Well done.
It's a
Michael.
great script.
Thank you, buddy. Matthew Kemps, talk to me.
This might be a Mike Wiseman question. Best way to pull in FISBO leads that are automated to CRM.
You broke up there. Best way to pull what?
For sale by owner leads that are automated as new leads to CRM.
Depends on the source. I mean, what are you using it with RedX or something or Vortex or
We have Mojo.
whatever. You can hit me up after. We're about out of time. I can.
Okay.
We can do it.
Yeah, that's cool. And everybody here is going, no, we want to know. You are right. We are out of time. Show up tomorrow there's a cliffhanger for you. Show up tomorrow and Michael will answer that question for the group. All right, Michael, I just volunteered you for tomorrow. Okay, buddy.
There you go.
Thank you, John.
All right,
Okay.
great day, everybody. Hey, Joanne Kelly, talk to me quickly.
Yeah, quick question. I do the note cards. I sometimes better, sometimes, I get away from it. But do you ever include your brokerage information or do you just make it from John?
Nope, don't put a business card in there. Don't include my brokerage information.
Okay. They'll know it's me because we met at the open house and then I
Right,
just
you're
sign
just-
my name and
that's-
that's it.
that's-
Okay. I think that's what I do anyway, but wanted a second opinion.
Yeah. You don't get a birthday card from mom that says Mom Inc. on the front of it.
No. Thank you.
You get a great day, everybody.
You too. Thanks,
Thanks,
John.
everybody. Thanks, John.